going on, everybody? We're back again with another video, and in this video we will be talking about why I'm not a big fan of appendix carry. Now, just to get it out of the way I carry either strong side or kidney, or just behind the hip on my left side. So that's where I carry. And I know when I first got into, concealed carry, and I'm mainly talking about concealed, but when I first got into concealed carrying a firearm, when I did my research, I noticed a lot of people, they appendix carry. And if you don't know what appendix carry is, it's essentially carrying right in your front area, right where your gut is. That's essentially where it is, where you're carrying. And it's, okay, the way I've tried it, I don't find it comfortable at all. When you're sitting down, the gun tends to dig into your gut, and I know there's techniques to kind of minimize that, but I'm not a fan of that. It's just, okay, put it this way. The advantages of appendix carry are not enough to warrant me personally to carry that way. The disadvantages outweigh the advantages, in my personal opinion. Now I'll explain, right? People say, oh, the advantages of carrying appendix is you get a quicker draw. Some people say, like, your gun's in front of you, so you got the most control over it and stuff like that, right? Now, as far as the draw speed, not going to make a difference. The difference between you side hip carrying draw speed and the appendix, not big difference at all. Not a big difference. So that is negligible. As far as the gun being in front of you and you having more control, that is true, right? If a gun's either on your side or behind you, is even worse. It's not as controlled as if it's in front of you, right? So while that is 100% true, now the cons of appendix carry is where it gets bad. Okay, so like I told you before, one of the biggest cons, being uncomfortable. Now you can go get around with that, but it's just not comfortable. You have a gun sitting in your front area, and when you sit down, it digs into you, and just not a fan of that. The biggest con, though, by far, is the gun tends to, not always, but it tends to point at areas you do not want a gun pointed, right? So your private area, right? Now, if you're a chick, this isn't a big issue, but if you're a guy, this can be an issue. So you got to point it at your private area, which I don't know about you, but I don't like a gun pointed there. And it also tends to point at your thigh, your inner thigh, which, if you didn't know that, your femoral artery runs down your leg. So if the gun went off and you hit yourself there, you could easily die. Now, I understand that if you get a good gun, a good holster, the gun's not going to go off. I 100% understand that, right? But that still doesn't change the fact that you're pointing your gun at an area you don't want to. And if you follow the firearm safety rules, one of the big rules is don't point the gun at anything you're not willing to destroy or shoot. So appendix carry, by the way it's carried, you're breaking that rule. And like I said, if you have a good gun and a good holster, you're not gonna have any issues. But me personally, I'm not comfortable with pointing my gun at my thigh, inner thigh, and my private area. Just not comfortable at all. I don't care what gun. I don't care if I'm carrying a Glock. I don't care if I got a good holster. I don't give a fuck if the gun has a safety. I don't care what it is. I'm not comfortable with that. And since the beginning, I just wasn't comfortable. And plus, the way I carry, like a strong side or kidney are right behind my hip, it's not only more comfortable sitting down, right? Because the gun's on your side, it's not digging into much. You could sit in a car, it's pretty comfortable. You don't got to worry about anything. You're also not flagging yourself. So the holster is going straight down the side of you. Now, if the gun does go off, you'll probably get some damage on your skin because of the gun firing. But the gun generally is not going to hit you. It's going to clear you completely. So that's just like, I'm not making this video to talk down on people who appendix carry, because you carry the way you want to carry, and I can't tell you what to do. I'm just giving y'all my reasons why I don't appendix carry, because it's a very common way to carry. It really is. Like, you look at videos of people shooting and drawing and stuff, and 90%, well, maybe like 80% are drawing from the front, and that's appendix carry. And while people believe in it, I guess it's true to an extent that it's quicker draw, but I don't think it makes a difference. I don't think this is too much quicker than that, you know what I mean? While yes, you can present your firearm quicker because all you're going from here to here. With here, you gotta, you still can present from here, but the difference is negligible, okay? And I think the risks, in my opinion, aren't worth it to me. I'm just not comfortable with pointing a gun at those areas. And now I understand it's not always pointed there, right? Like, ideally, if you're appendix carrying, your gun is going to go between your private area and your inner thigh. So it's going to go right between there. Now, if you're a bigger person, it's probably not like, there's not much space there. But I just think overall I'm not comfortable with it, so I don't do it. And I find doing strong side better. Now, I understand when you're appendix, you conceal it very well. It's extremely well. It's definitely better than your strong side as far as concealment. But I don't have a problem with concealing my gun, and I carry a Glock 19. No issues whatsoever. So, but that's essentially on why I don't appendix carry and why I'm not a big fan of it. Now, once again, I'm not talking down on anybody who appendix carries, because that's the way you do it, and that's cool. But me personally, I'm not okay with the risks of doing that, and that's just how I feel about it. If you disagree, just let me know in the comments below. And I guess that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll get to them when I can. Thanks for all the support. Go subscribe to the podcast channel. Go subscribe to Mark's channel. Subscribe here if you enjoy my content. You got any suggestions on videos I can do, let me know, and I'll let you know if I can do them. And like the video if you like the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.